Did the game actually died? No way. So Steel Hunters died in 3 months. What happened?
Steel Hunters, the game that took pride in its 3 years of development. A game that only gave you
Holy mother of God, that fucking voice. Jesus Christ.
access to sporadic closed beta weekends if you signed a long legal agreement to not distribute any footage of the game.
I played the beta for this game. It was okay. Like, it was just okay. I didn't think of it anything too crazy. I just thought it was like, it's all right, you know? It's all right. Yeah, I even said it was okay, but I didn't think of it anything super crazy in my personal opinion.
Game. They even pasted the words "Do not distribute" all across your screen with watermarks everywhere. They held their secret.
Like, where do you is it on Steam or something? Is this on Steam or is this like, hold on, let me see. Or is this on their own website? Ooh, it's got a mixed rating right now. It's an early access. Oh man, dude. 78 on a 24-hour peak. Right now, only 32 people are playing this. Wow. Wow, dude. There's a massive nosedive. Wow, wow, wow. That's crazy.
It's very close to their chest throughout development for whatever reason. I myself followed the game for a long time. I participated in various closed alphas and beta weekends for the last 2 years, after I signed up in April of 2023.
True.
While waiting for the game to come out, I saw steady improvements, new playable mechs added, new mechanics and functionalities added constantly. I saw a game I was genuinely very excited about. A game that rewarded good positioning and teamwork over flicking precision aim like Valorant. A game that someone with hand issues like myself could get good at. And then they released it in April of 2025, and it sucked balls. Now 3 months later,
I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even know the game was already released. I just kind of like played the beta. I just played the closed beta, and I thought they were gonna work on the game itself. But I didn't know it was gonna be released like soon. So yeah.
they've already shuttered development for it. The game is effectively dead. So what happened in 3 months?
Wait. You telling me they canceled? Wait.
Now 3 months later, they've already shuttered development for it. The game.
They stopped development for this game? No fucking way, dude. Servers will stay live for 90 days. We want you to enjoy Steel Hunter fully until the very end, so we'll be keeping the game servers running for 3 months from today. Expect them to shut down around October 8th. Custom games in the coming weeks, we roll out custom game support so you can play with your friends and set up community matches and create some final memories together. All hunters are fully unlocked, and thank you for your dedication. We're unlocking every hunter for all players with the new game mode, including hunters nobody has seen yet. Try them out, explore, and have fun. Farewell tournament we're also planning a goodbye tournament to celebrate your love for competition and the amazing community you've built. Damn.
Game is
Damn.
effectively dead. So what happened in 3 months to kill a game so quickly?
That's true. What even happened
Well,
anyways?
the effects are pretty easy to identify, though we don't really know what caused them. The game launched on April 2nd in a worse state than I had ever seen it in 2 years of playing it. The game ran beautifully in the betas, solid 60 to 120 FPS.
Yeah, I wasn't getting. I was like, for a closed beta, I wasn't getting any issues like frame rate drops, lag, or nothing. You know?
No crashes, no drops.
Yeah.
The only issue really being that you had the do not distribute watermark all over the screen, making the game look pretty shitty. But that was a small price to pay to play a game I enjoyed so much. Now you'd be hard pressed to hold on to 30 FPS in a gunfight in the actual release of the game.
What? Are you serious?
Ironically. I'm coming. Holy. Okay. Alright, the Colossus is obliterating my computer. That
What? What the fuck? Holy. Okay, I never got anything like that when I was playing the beta. No, I didn't get nothing like that. Whoa, that's crazy.
was also if the game didn't freeze or crash along the way, which it did constantly. The performance was abysmal dog shit at any possible setting. So, the performance was awful, but what else was wrong? Well, 3 characters that were completely ready and playable in the beta weren't here on launch for some reason.
Huh?
Fletcher, Razorside Old Guard, and Taurus were not available on launch. Both Old Guard and Taurus both having complete kits 2 years ago. So why weren't they here? They were completely ready and playable in the beta. The only mech that I could agree needed to be withheld was Fletcher, as his kit was a fucking mess in 2023 when they released him, and he was already removed from the beta quickly after they released him so that they could work on him more offline. None of these 3 playable mechs were available when the game launched. They even scrubbed them from the website and forums at the time. I can only assume they withheld Taurus and Old Guard because they didn't have any further mechs in the pipeline and they needed a facade of post-launch support.
They got rid of like some of the mechas or so. Why? What the fuck? Were their kits not that good or something? Was that the reason why?
And Fletcher was the last mech they released before the game came out. Bear in mind that Fletcher, according to this email I received from their newsletter, was available in November of 2023 per my proof on this
Jesus fucking holy shit, dude. That's a year and a half or so. Hey, Pokey.
email. That means they did not make a new mech in almost 2 years before the game came out. The fact they announced the release of a quote new mech Taurus on April 18th of 2025 alludes to this fact as well.
What the fuck has been happening over there? You expect like a few new mechs to be added from that time frame. At least like maybe like 1 or 2, you know? Maybe 3.
Expected people who hadn't participated in the beta to just accept that this was a brand new mech and not speak up and tell other people. Nope, he was one of the first available mechs in the beta over 2 years ago.
Even I didn't know about this guy, to be honest. That's crazy.
He was there the entire fucking time.
Really?
So where did he go on release? But this wasn't the only content lacking. It wasn't just a few characters. There were very few maps, little to grind for, no ranked, ultimate.
That's true. I got pretty bored or so from the maps on a in that game, I'll be honest with you. I got pretty bored.
Ultimately, there was no reason to play besides fun and enjoyment. But if your game doesn't perform well and has no other reasons to play it, there's no variety of things to do or things to try within the game, what do you have left? All you get is a rudimentary battle royale with 7 playable characters, all while running like shit. The game was free to play, which is a good thing, mind you, but there wasn't even stuff to buy in the game, so how did they expect to make money from this? Was this planned to be a failure from the beginning? I don't get it. Also, did you know that Steel Hunters was even a game? Probably not, because beyond the fact they refused to let anybody share any footage of the game before it was publicly available, they barely advertised it either. So you probably didn't even know this game was a thing.
True. Yeah, the advertising was pretty much non-existent for this game. I did not get any advertisement for this game. The only time I've ever heard about this game was back at like some of the game events, like the Summer Game Fest or whatever other one specifically. That's like literally the only time I've ever heard about it was from those trailers. That's it.
Until you saw the clickbait articles being spread about how it died in 3 months. And I can't blame you for that. They did not tell anybody this was happening unless you subscribed to a newsletter. So, what happened? Considering how closely they held this game to their chest the entire
That's what I thought too. I thought they were just cooking more with the game. That's what I thought, you know? I thought they were gonna be like, you know, I'm hopefully they add more maps to it, a little bit more mechs, you know, and all this other stuff. Well, that's what I initially thought, but apparently no, they weren't cooking anything at all.
time they worked on it. We don't have details about what happened behind the scenes. So I can only tell you what I know from my own experiences from alpha to beta to release and educated guesses on the rest. For some reason, they removed content from a game already lacking offerings before releasing this shallow game in
That's pretty crazy to be taking content from a game that really doesn't have that much content to begin with.
an abysmal state. They didn't even allow content creators to spread any awareness about this game before it released to help advertise it. They
Huh? That's like free advertisement right there. What? That makes no sense. Who's their business department?
also barely advertised it themselves, so it was immediately dead on arrival. Then the few people who did manage to find it on their Steam homepage after release tried it and were immensely disappointed and completely uninstalled it. I myself left a negative review that about 10 people said was helpful. Considering how small the player base was, 10 people is a lot. And I want to circle back quickly to the whole Fletcher thing because that really bothered me. Fletcher was the last mech they introduced in the beta over 2 years ago. You're telling me they didn't develop a single other playable mech in 2 years after developing 10 of them in 1 year of their 3-year development cycle?
Wait, hold up. Excuse me, can you say that one more time?
Years after developing 10 of them in 1 year of their 3-year development cycle.
What? They can make 10 mechs in a single year, but they couldn't create one new single mech in 1 year?
Bulls.
Huh?
What happened after the first year that completely stunted this game's growth? Where did all of that development go? And why was it so
So the game could have had like a shit ton of mechs on release. But then unfortunately there isn't any.
awful on release when it was better in the beta? Well, Steel Hunters was developed by Wargaming.net, you know, the World of Tanks guys. The guys that basically own all of those random vehicle milsim games you see YouTube ads about. The guys that sponsor so many goddamn YouTube videos that it could compete with Raid Shadow Legends for the amount of times World of Warships has interrupted a video I'm watching. If the company that constantly and aggressively advertises every property they own refused to advertise their newest property after 3 years of development, why? Why did they not put that effort in? They do it all the time. I really don't know. They held everything about.
Hey man, if they can create 10, they can create another 10 too as well. Okay? Alright? No excuses.
this game so close to their chests the entire time. We know so little about 3 years of development or what happened in that last quarter before the game came out to make it launch in such a terrible state. It's insanity to me to think that a game was better in its beta than its full release. I don't know how.
That's crazy to hear that a beta version of a game is way better. Well, actually, to be honest, not really, to be honest, because you want to know something? The beta for the first closed beta for X Defiant was so much funner than the full release of the game itself. I loved the first beta for X Defiant. I did not enjoy the second beta whatsoever, but I enjoyed the first beta a lot. It was so much fun.
How that happens or why it's so prevalent in 2025. All I do know is that it's becoming more common with every year that passes, and if something doesn't change, it'll just keep getting worse. We have initiatives now like the Stop Killing Games initiative overseas, with hundreds of thousands of people wanting to get involved with it, and that's an incredible thing.
Also, there's another thing I want to talk about. It's not the Stop Killing Games thing, but it's like a thing that Parliament is doing that I hate personally.
I really hope that that initiative comes back.
It's crazy to hear that, to be honest. That's pretty crazy. I did not expect this game is already dead in 3 months. 3 months! This game only lasted for 3 months, dude. That is wild to see that. Wow. Did not even knew. There's a lot of factors that definitely contributed to the failure of Steel Hunters. I saw like 2 streamers playing it. Really? Is there anyone even playing it now? That's a question to ask. Here, let's see. Twitch. Steel Hunters. Oh, that's not even the category. Oh, here we go. Oof. 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 Yikertons. It's all gone, chat. Deado. They're all dead. Yep. Nah, the game is sus. World of Tanks go hard in marketing. This game was made to die. It's crazy though. Definitely something happened internally for it to actually die itself, you know? Just like, because apparently, so I did get an update on because I know the video that I posted or so about the trailer being fake and everything, and when we looked into it. Apparently, I got an update on it from some of my friends that are part of the gaming industry. And from the look of things, the UI that they used specifically for the game trailer itself could have been fake. And I did not know about this, but there has been some internal issues with the game itself. So that's the reason why the game was canceled. Little fun tidbit or so. So apparently that's basically what happened with what is it? Perfect Dark, the trailer that we were looking at earlier. I just wanted to update on that specifically here. But yeah, that's kind of like pretty much it though. There was some internal stuff that happened, and it kind of misled to some bad stuff, and then well, it kind of led to the game being canceled, and that's the reason why Perfect Dark was canceled. So, fun tidbit or so. But the UI itself was fake. Just letting you guys know. So it was kind of like it was kind of like basically like I guess like the best way to explain it was like a mock-up trailer or like a proof of concept trailer kind of type of thing, you know? So it turned out it was just more like Xbox stepping in and saw they were capping and shutting them down. Yeah, that's basically is what it is, pretty much. They had like there were some issues. Of course, I can't say what it is, but like there were some internal issues that like was like, oh, interesting. So that's what happened. It's very interesting to kind of have some ears in the gaming industry, you know. It's pretty cool to get some information from behind the scenes because I want to know what actually like kind of happens when it comes to like the production side of things and like kind of know like what actually happens. It's kind of like similar, like that. But apparently it was real. It was real. But the problem is it was real, but then it was kind of not real, you know? Like it is, but not really. It's the UI that's fake. The UI is not real on the trailer itself that we were watching, and we noticed that like the bullets were going down by 3, and that was pretty much about it. So yeah, I don't really care about Apex Legends either. I'm not a battle royale person, but you know, hey, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. But yeah, learn a little bit of new information because I talked to some of my friends or so in the video game industry, and they let me know a little bit more information about this because I told them, I asked them, I'd be like, do you think this trailer is fake? And they said no, it's not fake or anything like that because they were explaining me how trailers are worked and everything like that. But I told them on a specific part in the scene itself, right? They said no, the UI is fake. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the UI was not real whatsoever. Yeah, it's somewhat real, but not really actually like real. It was kind of like, you know, kind of like a bit of a proof of concept or something like that. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video, and peace.